Impact wrench versus impact driver. Which is better? Which do you need? We're going to answer those questions and more with a good old-fashioned head-to-head right now. We've got both of Milwaukee's flagship impact tools here, and we've run them through a series of head-to-head tests. But first, let me get you an overview of each tool. The 2953 Impact Driver, known for its precision and power, boasts a top speed of 3,900 RPM, a max torque of 2,000 inch-pounds, and 4,400 impacts per minute. It's a compact beast at just 4.5 inches long, and it weighs just 2.2 pounds before you add the battery. Switching gears to the 2962 Impact Wrench, this tool is a powerhouse, delivering a fastening torque of 550 foot-pounds and a nut-busting torque of 650 foot-pounds. It operates at a top speed of 2,575 RPM with 3,100 impacts per minute. A bit larger, but still relatively compact, it measures 6 inches in length and weighs 3.5 pounds before you add the battery. That's actually really compact when comparing it to other cordless 18-volt impact wrenches. Now let's take a look at our tests and see how each of these tools performed. We equipped each tool with a standard 5 amp hour M18 Fuel battery and then ran a duplicate set of tests using Milwaukee's newer high-performance Forge XC 6.0 battery. The first test is timed for 30 seconds to see how far each tool can drive a 10-inch by half-inch lag bolt into our OSB subfloor material. After 30 seconds, we measure to see how much of the bolt is left proud. Our second test is also in stacked OSB and consists of driving slightly smaller 6-inch by 3/8 inch lag bolts as quickly as possible. We drive 3 bolts and calculate the average time to sink all 3 of them. Finally, our third challenge tests each tool's ability to provide breakaway torque. In a normal roundup, we take these tools and we break free bolts that we pre-torque to specific levels. We'll do that here as well. However, the impact driver is going to tackle bolts torqued to 150 foot-pounds, while the impact wrench is going to face a somewhat heftier challenge with bolts torqued to 500 foot-pounds. So those are our tests. Now let's run through some numbers, starting with our 10-inch lag. The impact driver with a 5 amp hour battery left 1.88 inches of the lag bolt proud. When we switched the impact driver over to the Forge battery, it left only 0.88 inches of the lag bolt standing. That's a full inch of improvement. Switching to the impact wrench, we saw a slight loss in performance, likely due to the slower drive speed. Using a 5 amp hour battery, it left 2.5 inches of the lag bolt standing tall. On the other hand, when using a Forge battery, the impact wrench showed remarkable consistency, fully sinking the lag bolt within the allotted time. This was a test of depth and power. The impact wrench showed its superiority in sinking the bolt completely when using the Forge battery, leaving no doubt about its strength in heavy-duty fastening applications. The only reason it got beat by the impact driver with a 5 amp hour battery was because the Milwaukee Gen 4 Impact spins at more than 1,300 RPM faster than the impact wrench. That let it get a significant head start before it slowed down under the increasing torque of this large lag bolt. When we switched over to the forged battery, the stronger Milwaukee impact wrench kept up a higher speed overall, driving the bolt more quickly into our test material. Now let's take a look at how each of these tools did in our speed test. In the timed 3/8" lag bolt test, the impact driver with a 5 amp hour battery completed the drive in 6.36 seconds on average. Using the forged battery, the impact driver improved its time by more than half a second, completing the 3/8" lag test in an average of just 5.8 seconds. Now on to the Milwaukee impact wrench. With a 5 amp hour battery, it finished the 3/8" lag bolt test in an average of 7.77 seconds. With a forged battery, the impact wrench was still a little slower than the impact driver, but doubled its gains, shaving more than a full second off of its 3-bolt average, coming in at 6.61 seconds. As we can see from these results, what the impact driver lacks in power compared to the impact wrench, it makes up in speed. The 2953 never bottomed out, so its quicker performance edged out the 2962 in both battery setups. Clearly, an impact driver with a higher top speed has the efficiency to drive screws very quickly compared to an impact wrench with a slower top speed. Let's finish off by breaking some bolts. Keep in mind the impact driver bolts are rated to just 150 foot-pounds and the impact wrench bolts are rated to 500 foot-pounds. We want you to observe both tools when stressed towards the top of their capabilities. In the bolt breaking test, the impact driver with a 5 amp hour battery broke all 8 150 foot-pound bolts in a total of 3.47 seconds. Throw on a forged battery, and the impact driver saw an improved performance, breaking all of the bolts in just 3.02 seconds. The impact wrench, using a 5 amp hour battery, took a total of 5.95 seconds to break all 8 bolts, torqued again to 500 foot-pounds. With the forged battery, the impact wrench completed the bolt breaking test in 3.8 seconds total. So that's our test. Each of these tools performs very differently, but each excels in their own specialty. So let's talk about one more factor that affects whether you want to purchase either one or both, and that's price. You can find the Milwaukee 2953 impact driver at Acme Tools, Home Depot, and other retailers for $149 as a bare tool and $249 for a kit with 2 5 amp hour batteries and a charger. That makes this not only one of the most powerful impact drivers we've tested, but one of the best values as well. Milwaukee makes its impact wrench in a 3/8" friction ring configuration as the 2960, or you can get a 1/2" friction ring, the 2962, or even a 1/2" pin detent style, and that's the 2962P. You can of course find all of these models at the same retailers we mentioned before. Based on the 2962 friction ring model used in this video, the price is $249 for the bare tool and $479 for a kit with two 5 amp hour batteries and a charger. If you want a power boost, well, you can also pick up an M18 Fuel Forge battery separately. Right now that'll cost you $179 for a single battery, or you can get a 2-pack for $339. Well, there you have it. That's all for our Milwaukee Impact Driver versus Impact Wrench head-to-head test, but now we want to hear from you. How do you feel about each of these tools? Do you plan on picking up either one? And what do you get more use out of, an Impact Driver or an Impact Wrench? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're down there, also tell us which tools you want to see go head-to-head in our next 1v1 video. And subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. As always, we really appreciate you guys, and thanks for watching.